All right, what we have for review today is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, introduced in 1984 with the tagline of "I'm feeling like Cinnamon Toast Crunch tonight, honey." That was later changed to the most recent tagline, which we currently use, introduced in 2009. Crave those crazy squares. Okay, so Cinnamon Toast Crunch is obviously a cereal. It's made by General Mills. It's also made by Nestle overseas, but in the U.S. it's made by General Mills. And on the categories, this is, without a shadow of a doubt, it's a tertiary food. Okay, for more information on how I categorize, please check in the description below. Okay, now let's quickly review the nutrition facts and ingredients in Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We have them here. So as you can see, these are nutrition facts for one serving, which is this container, which is a total of 2 ounces or 56 grams. The total amount of calories in one container are 230 calories, 50 of those being from fat. Total of 6 grams of fat. There's 1 gram of saturated fat, 2 grams of polyunsaturated, and 3 grams of monounsaturated fat. Total amount of cholesterol is 0 milligrams. Sodium is sodium 320 milligrams, 13% of your daily value. Potassium 95 milligrams, 3% of your daily value. Total carbohydrates. In this one container, there's 44 grams of carbohydrates, almost as much as drinking a 12-ounce soda. That's 15% of your daily value. Dietary fibers, 3 grams, 12% of your daily value. And sugars, 17 grams. Protein, 3 grams. Let's move on to the ingredients here. If we look at the ingredients, we have whole grain wheat, sugar, rice flour, rice bran, and or canola oil, fructose, maltodextrin, dextrose, salt, cinnamon, trisodium phosphate, soy lecithin, caramel color, BHT added for freshness. I'm going to make a video later on what BHT is and if it is or isn't a healthy preservative. Looking up at the nutrients, nutrients or vitamins and minerals, we have vitamin A 20%, vitamin C 15%, calcium 20%, iron 45%, vitamin D 20%, thiamine 45%, riboflavin 45%, niacin 45%, folic acid 45%, vitamin B6 45%, vitamin B12 45%, and zinc 45%. So overall, a pretty good amount of vitamins and minerals. However, I don't think that's quite healthy compared to the health consequence or negative consequences of the glycemic index and the 44 grams of carbohydrates, including 6 grams of fat with only 3 grams of protein. All right. It's advertised as having real cinnamon and sugar in every bite. That is true. However, if you look over here, there's sugar, and then cinnamon falls way behind salt, which is quite interesting because this doesn't taste like a particularly salty item. It tastes sweet. So in reality, I think they should say real salt and sugar, or real sugar and salt in every delicious bite, because that would be more in parallel or more consistent with the nutrition facts that are, the order of nutrition facts that are listed. However, cinnamon is a pretty potent flavor, so maybe a little goes a long way. Anyways, it's pretty far down the ingredient list, which just raises suspicion. Anyways, looking over at my health continuum here, more information on how I came about this chart. You can look at the description below. Cereal, this is a sweetened cereal. It's going to fall not at a 5 where I put other cereals, but more probably at a 4. This is pretty sweet and pretty unhealthy. You're probably better off not eating it than eating it. All right. Now, let's get some Cinnamon Toast Crunch out of this and put it into a bowl and see what it looks, feels, smells, and tastes like. there it is. It almost looks like the texture of this cork behind it. So I'm going to remove the cork so we have less distractions. Even with this video, you can see the glistening sugar crystals outside, on the outside of the cereal. Makes it quite appetizing, if that's what you like. So it looks like small squares, light small squares that are crunchy, and it tastes extremely sweet. I mean, when you eat this without cereal and milk, just as a finger food, you can really taste the sugar. The cinnamon, I guess, yes, there's a hint of cinnamon, but for me, the sweetness is overwhelming compared to the amount of cinnamon. In order to balance this out, either they would need to go really much lower on the sugar content so you could really taste the flavor of cinnamon, or they would need to add more cinnamon. I personally put cinnamon in my oatmeal every morning with no sugar and plain oatmeal, so I'm probably more sensitive to the sweetness of this. I can barely taste the cinnamon behind all the sugary sugar that's added. Anyways, how this is eaten typically is as cereal and milk. And I would recommend it that way, probably to rinse some of the sugar off into the milk that sits at the bottom of the bowl. Then it's, for me, pretty tolerable. But right as it is right now, this is really, really sweet. What does it taste like? The texture is crunchy. It's a very light cereal. It's very, very sweet. And it almost tastes a little bit like French toast with a ton of sugar on it. And just a hint of cinnamon. Overall, the way I like to eat this is a cereal and milk. I rarely eat this as a finger food because it's just so sweet. And I typically throw the milk that has all the sugar in it at the bottom away after I'm done. But that's me. Most kids, they'll put milk on this, and then when they're done, they'll drink the milk because it's so sweet, and it tastes good to them. Anyways, other ways I've seen this prepared are in Rice Krispie like treats, so more like cinnamon toast crunch treats where it's baked with marshmallows, and I've had that in the past and it's pretty good. All right, thanks for hanging in there on the review. Thanks for checking it out. Hit the subscribe button if you liked it, and please also give it a thumbs up. All right, see you on the next review.